Matthijs, thank you so much for coming. I really don't understand economics. And tell me, what would you advise the Minister of Finance and the Prime Minister if you were voted into Parliament?
What I would do, I would just want to give credit, first of all, to the fact that I was very religious. I was the youngest elder in the oldest Dutch Reformed Church, but I wasn't born again. That's a whole story on its own. And I just want to say, the revelations that I've got came because I was born again in 1977 in a remarkable story. And my eyes went open and I had a desire to read the Bible. And this is why I talk about the Hope 5-point plan, heaven on planet Earth. The Hope 5-point plan. The one thing is I realized that I could go back to God and become part of His family. And that was a wonderful experience. Secondly, the Bible became my favorite reading book. I call it God's love letter, where He teaches us the boundaries and everything, the rules we need, and what His goal is, what He desires of us. It's just wonderful news. And then He tells us where all the people have made mistakes. His people have made mistakes and what the consequences were of their bad decisions. We're back to FDC. So everything became fun. So I was back with God, I was back into the Bible, not because I must read it, I wanted to read it.
Beautiful.
Third, I discovered something. And I went to my father, and my family were very involved in banking. Two of them were governors of the Reserve Bank. My father had a doctorate in economics. He was at Heidelberg University and Stellenbosch University. He was a businessman. We often spoke about politics and economics and everything. But when I was born again, he didn't understand it. And then I one day went to him and I said to him, Dad, you know what? I've discovered something about God and money. And I showed him that in Genesis 2, God says, between the two rivers in the Garden of Eden is the gold, and gold is good. And I wondered why it's good. And God showed me why it's good. Secondly, when the Israelites, after Joseph and the Israelites were in Egypt for a long time, and they were released, the Egyptians, God made sure that the Israelites left Egypt with gold. And that was interesting for me. Then what was also interesting for me, when Jesus was sent to planet Earth, and I say to people, God loves the whole world, everybody, so much. He did not send a religion, any religion. He didn't send a denomination. He didn't send a pastor or a priest or an imam or a rabbi. He sent His Son Jesus. And it's very interesting. The wise men went to follow Him, look for Him under the star. And what did they bring Him? They brought Him gold. Number one. Why? God knew they had to run to Egypt for safety. And they would need real money in Egypt. And then you read in Revelation, you read where God says very clearly, buy from me gold that has been refined through the fire. And I said to my father, and I say to the nations, I say to people, I say to the presidents, I say to wherever I come, we've got to go back to God's real money, because gold is God's measure for sweat and skills. Now, I just want to use this analogy. You can sell tons and thousands of kilograms of sugar with 1 kilogram weight. So it's not that you have to have many weights to sell thousands of kilograms. It's just there to measure that you bought the right amount of sugar or salt or meat or whatever. gold is a measure of sweat and skills. And when I understood that, God showed that to me. Gold is worth nothing down in the ground, but only sweat and skills brings it to the top. And that sweat and skills, gold is the measure of sweat and skills, and should be used as the measure of sweat and skills for everything. And in the old days, thank you, in the old days, these paper notes used to say, I promised, the governor of the Reserve Bank, I promised to pay bearer so much in gold. So this paper was tied to real money. And now it's not there. And this is why we have inflation, and we've opened the doors for legalized theft through the monetary system, and it's got to be stopped.